Good morning. So down in there, it's that little campsite I stayed at last night. The cool little fire pit. Can't really see it well from here, but it's kind of what makes it nice and special. This pretty gorgeous little spot. I must say, Virginia, it's just quite a nice state. Quite enjoying it. They have lots of good camping areas along the trail. Shelters are kind of just shelters, but a lot of them have privies and stuff here, which is lacking in Tennessee. Hey, Blaze. But as far as the camping and stuff, it's well maintained, beautiful state. Really loving it here. So far, one of the finest states, I think. One of my favorites. Oh, hello, beautiful. Look at these little flowers. That's cool. So I guess I'll apologize here. I was kind of in a sort of a low funk the last couple of days. Kind of challenging myself to move along and get some miles, but not hurt myself more, and just really kind of go slow and steady. And I just kind of, every now and then, you know, you kind of just get into a little, things are more serious than they should be, I think. But woke up this morning feeling pretty good. Now, get to walk along in all of this. It's been hot and humid, just sweating. Here and there, water's been a little scarce. I think it's probably 4 or 5 miles, I think, until I get to some more, but I got a pretty much full jug of it right now, so I'm good with that. But some spots, some stretches have been pretty dry, but real beautiful here. Kind of a good thing. My leg, I kind of have regained my confidence in that. Takes a little bit, I think. You wanna test it. You wanna push yourself a little bit, but not too much. And so, kind of playing those mind games the last couple of days, but feeling real good. A couple of days to Pearisburg. Maybe tomorrow evening or something I should reach it. And kind of gets me right back up where I want to be. Put a few miles on these new shoes and this fixed up leg. And feeling better for it all. Kind of hurts a lot at night, but in the morning, get moving on it. Feels a little bit better then. So it doesn't hurt at all like it did before. Not that way, but kind of the ache of just kind of healing up, I guess. I don't know. Gorg. Kind of hoping there's a thunderstorm or something comes through today. Last of the heard of the weather, there's a chance of it, but it might ease some of this humidity, some of this heat. Or maybe it'll just get hotter afterwards, I don't know. But either way, hey Blaze, either way, guess it'd be all right by me. Nice clover here, and there's a nice little sign. Don't see them often like this. Oh, that hurts. Oh yeah, I hear a road up ahead. Appalachian Trail. Woo! It appears that by that road there is some water. That's not the kind of water that I care to drink. As Ian says, I have some already. I will not get more here, but it does look like a nice big river. Let's go down there and check it out. Yep. As you can see, things are pretty dry around here. There's kind of an oily, nasty sheen on that water. The river down below, by a road and stuff, that just has too much flowing into it for my liking. So, carry on. Hey, Blaze. There's a pretty nifty bridge. Nice little sight. And a whistler over there too. Let's see what we got here. This is pretty cool. Oh. Rickety. Kind of fun. Pretty slow rolling and stagnant here. This is a fun bridge, my. Suspension. I really enjoy these nice little rhododendron thickets on these hot days. It's awful nice in here. Pretty nice little tree, this. The rhododendrons. What you doing up there? Kind of slow and stagnant still. Keep rolling. Got to be a couple more up there where I can get some good water. Now here, this looks like a good spot. Good enough for me. There's the trail heading off where I've been. There's the trail heading to where I have yet to be. But right here, nice little creek, Dismal Creek, I think it's called. And I'm gonna get me some water and probably soap. Have some lunch and relax a little bit. All right, guess I'll take a moment, show you how I get my water. So I got one of these handy knock bags. Top comes off. Opens up on the top. You can put this down underneath a little trickle of a spring coming up. In this case, it's the river, or a creek here. So I'm just gonna scoop it up. Try and pick a spot where there's some current and get the best water I can out of there. So I'll be back in just a second. All right. Water in the bag. I'm gonna hop up there and turn the camera and show you the rest. So, I'll open up this end. Got my Sawyer squeeze filtration system here. I swear by these are just good. Screw that on the bag, open it up, and squeeze. The water comes out, takes out all that nasty stuff in the water. What it does not take out, however, is things that are dissolved in the water. Uh-oh, it's starting to rain. Might get that thunderstorm after all. So things that are dissolved in the water and maybe some viruses or something like that, perhaps it doesn't get it. It gets real small. I don't remember what the number is, but pretty much squeeze that into my water bottles. And that is about it. Oh, here comes that rain. Man, it's nice. All right. So then, the rest of that water I don't need for now. I'm gonna dump that out. Cap these up. And the last thing you gotta do, I try and do this every time I filter with it, keeps the filter clean, is give it a back flush. So you take off the top. If you have one of these little sport nozzles, it fits right on in there. And you just give it a squirt, and that flushes any of that gunk out of the filter, keeps it running better. Shake out the water, put the cap on, and you're ready to go. Fresh water keeps you going out here. Speaking of fresh water, I hear some thunder booming. So I'm gonna batten down my hatches here and enjoy this nice cool break in the humidity, I hope. Hey, you froggy. He's gonna just be still now. Ribbit. Good morning, everybody. Here camped down by the Dismal Creek. Stayed here last night. It's real nice. Little rhododendrons and some of these big old, bunch of big old trees, and cedars, a whole mix of forest around. The ferns, look at all those ferns. I love those. I'm all packed up and about ready to go. I'm gonna head on up to the site to show you where I was at. It's just actually got to cut through here. Been wanting to camp next to a creek like this, listen to that noise at night for a little while. Been since coming out of the Smokies that I did that last. It was really nice. Oh, there's my stuff. Ready to roll. And right up there, there's kind of a dry spot there. That's where I put my tent, slept. A little bit of, it was a soft sleep actually. Just kind of looks a little bit rocky, but those pine needles kind of giving a little cushion. It's real nice. So, well, I'm not exactly sure what day it is, but I will be reaching Pearisburg by this evening, or at least very nearby. Not sure if I'll go into town or else camp near it, but should be able to make it there. I was looking on the maps and stuff. There's a cool little spot I'm gonna cut off to and try and investigate a little bit, but I'll share some of that when I get there, if I can find it anyways. And sun is shining. The storms yesterday didn't really change the humidity much. It's been pretty thick and sticky in here, but it's nice and cool this morning. And hopefully it'll continue that way. We will see. But nothing left to do now but hike on. I'm gonna go across that bridge and start my day. I'll see y'all up there. Happy hiking. Bye-bye, Dismal River. Hello, roadies. Oh man, so much for the brand new shoe smell. So here's a part of the old trail. This has not been used very much in the last 40 years or so. Still a trail and still some use, but compared to the regular AT, this is a little bit different. Well, here we are, ruins of the old privy. I think the water source used to be up there. Always. Some beautiful flowers. And right up here is the ruins. This is where I wanted to come. I talked about it earlier. You can see there's the old picnic table. It hasn't been used in 40 years. And over here, some pieces of wood remain, some of the timbers. And it's the ruins of the old Wapiti shelter. It was, I guess, destroyed back in the 1980s. I can tell the full story, I think, in another place, so as not to disturb the spirits here, I guess, anymore. But the 1980s, there was a couple of hikers that were murdered here. The shelter is tore down. There's a new Wapiti shelter on the trail at a different location, but I think I'm gonna look around, just look around this place a little bit, and I'm gonna move on back up onto the trail. These old trees here, man, oh man. Here's the old fire ring. Wonder what quicksand rate this table has. Probably at the very bottom. So back in the 1980s, there were two hikers. They were both 27 years old. Laura Susan Ramsey and Robert Mountford Jr., I believe. They were sleeping there at that shelter. And the fella whose name isn't even worth remembering, nor his life, went up there, found them, and had a .22 pistol with him. And he ended up killing them both. Robert was killed in his sleep, shot in the head, and Laura then had signs of a struggle and whatnot. Their bodies were discovered sometime later after they were reported missing, buried in their sleeping bags nearby. The fella that killed them was caught down along the Dismal River where I was camped last night. The killer, after he was released, I think it might have been maybe 20 years later or something, he ended up shooting two fellas that were hiking. I don't believe that it was fatal. They ended up getting back to Bland or one of the towns here nearby, and so it was kind of a tie-in there. I guess that's, I don't know, kind of one of the reasons why where I was at yesterday was kind of enjoyable, I guess. I think I probably would like to look up more of the story now and get some more details on that. I do not know that I'll be reporting them here on my videos, but if you're interested, there's probably a whole lot more to all of that you could look at. I think I will whenever I get into town and get service enough to do so. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool, I guess. Camping down there by that river and then coming up through, looking at that shelter. But now, enough said about that. Look at this, just beautiful ferns in this valley. Sun is shining, flies are buzzing, birds are singing. It's still really humid, man, oh man. Just dripping in sweat. But feeling fly in the eye. The eye. Come on, fly. Gosh. Oh yeah, broke my sunglasses yesterday. They're gone in my trash. And I lost my water bottle at some point back. Fumbling for the umbrella, I think, is when it came out. One of the times I was fumbling for it. So, hello, Blaze. So I still have one water bottle, but it's a big one. Doesn't fit in my hip belt, so I can't really drink it when I'm walking. I got a little bit of water left, but I think in another mile or two, there's I think there's a hostel or something up there. If not, I'll find a little stream and pump some more water, but I gotta get me some more sunglasses and water bottles. Going through those suckers pretty quick. Oh my. Yep, that's where I've come from. This is where I'm going. It's a pretty cool little stretch here. Lots of little rocky, tree-studded clumps, and just trying to take it slow. So leg of mine is feeling great now. Every day it just feels better, more and more motion. Kind of stretching it in the mornings now without without pain. Love it. Right, should be coming up here soon onto the next shelter. Doc's Knob shelter, I believe. And that has a pipe spring right nearby. And that is the best kind of water. So, there's a double blaze. It might be closer than I thought. I wanted to say one other thing about water. I was kind of showing you yesterday how I purify it. And it's, there's a double blaze telling me to go this way. It, excuse me. So the water down by the Dismal Creek where I was yesterday was pretty good. But those rivers, streams and stuff, sometimes there's stuff upstream that, I got something there stuck upstream in the water, maybe you don't know. And so whenever you're in doubt, norovirus, stuff like that, I usually will send it through the filter, purify it that way, then boil it as well. And after the thunderstorms came through yesterday, the water just rose, it swelled up that creek, and water kind of got looking a little bit ugly. So I didn't get to drink much of it last night. But this morning, it was back down and running a lot clearer. So I was able to get some water out of there. But I'm out of water now. So hopefully I'll be up on the shelter here shortly. And there's nothing better than fresh spring water. If you ever find water by the rivers, big rivers, avoid that. And rivers right by roads. All that washed off when it rains and stuff. That's, you can't boil that out. You can't purify that stuff. At least not with the equipment at your disposal out here. So, oh, I see a privy ahead. That means the shelter is close. And this dry hook is gonna get some water. Woo! All right, let's go up here and see what we got. There's the shelter. Got a pretty hardy looking deck to it. Wow. Now this is about the fanciest shelter I've seen since probably just outside the Smokies. Doc's Knob shelter. Oh, I hear water. Look at that. The spring is right under here. Oh, man. Ho, 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 ho. I'm gonna ditch my pack, get me some of that. See y'all in a minute. That is good. That is very good. So cold, so tasty. Water is life. That's something that you know, fact or whatever, but out here, you know it a bit more firsthand. Cheers. Come on now. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Ballsack. I live here now.
Yeah. And who are you?
My name is Optimist.
Optimist.
Yes, like glass is half full.
I like that even more, man.
Margaritas even fuller.
Yes. Do not. Margaritas are always something to look forward to.
Oh yeah. You
Like,
got one in your future?
Yeah, that's my motivation to like go to like the next town when I like have to push big miles. I'll go ahead and research the Mexican restaurant in town, and I'll find the one that has margaritas, and then okay, we're running.
Someone told us they're huge margaritas too, so now I'm extra ready.
So we were talking about this before I turned on this camera, but now I understand, man.
I need a fishbowl. Yeah, not on the rocks, definitely not frozen. Don't force me to eat drink the extra
Are you a
water.
Salt person?
Chili.
Chili salt.
Chili rim.
Never had that.
Yeah. gotta get on that.
All right. Well,
good.
Optimus, what are you doing out here? There's just like a scarcity of margaritas up here.
Oh, I'm doing what I can to make it from. It's like the longest bar crawl for the.
All the way to Maine.
Yeah, bar crawl into Maine.
That's awesome. I've never heard it put that way before.
There's so much more meaning now. Everything makes sense.
See, this is why we connect
I
with the
know.
bars. I love hiking. I do a ton of day hiking and trail running, and I just have a lot of free time right now. So, my grandpa was like, "Well, why don't you take this time to like go do the AT?" I live in North Carolina, so I always knew the AT was there and it was something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, go do it now." And I was like,
Okay.
"Sure."
Yeah,
That sounds like a great plan.
It sounds like a smart fella, your grandpa.
He is. He's fun. He's a lot of fun. He was also really pushing me that this is the AT. I feel like is on a lot of people's back burners. They're like, "Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it in a few years when I save up enough money. I'll do it when I retire. I'll do it later." And later on, you don't know if you're going to be able to do it or not. You like there's health things that come into play. You may get into a career that you love and you're not able to, take the time off. And then that dream just keeps getting pushed, and then before you know it, you don't have the opportunity anymore.
And
So
that's what every old man out here says to me.
Yeah.
They're like, I wish I would have done it when I was your age.
So what are you doing out here?
Well, I live here now. I never felt more like myself than when I came on trail, and that's just the truth at home too. I love being in the woods. I'm a woods person. You can't get me out of here. But mostly I'm here because I got fired in December. And I was like, well, my lease ends in a few months, and I don't have anything else going for me because COVID squashed my dancing career, my bar managing career, my apartment career. I figured I'd just come live out my dream, and now I'm here, and I get to do whatever I want every day. And another reason I'm here is to figure out how to love myself again. I think that's a really important journey, and I've got 2,193.1 miles to figure it out.
So you're saying December. What did you do to prepare for this? That seems kind of short.
Nothing. I bought some stuff.
What did you know about the Appalachian Trail?
I knew a bunch about the AT. I've wanted to do it since I was like 5 years old, and I was planning on hiking the long trail this summer. So I had already bought a bunch of gear. I had already done a bunch of research, and I was just like, well, instead of the long trail, I'll just screw it. I'm gonna go hike the AT, a longer trail. But
So you were not unprepared.
I wasn't unprepared, but I definitely was not in my plans for this year to be out here. And now here I am, surrounded by amazing humans and amazing woods, and struggles of life don't matter because this is my life now.
we just have to follow the blazes. That's all. You just wake up and you have one job, is to get yourself together and just keep walking.
Man, it is beautiful time to be here in these woods. That is for sure. Life is beautiful. This is the first day that I woke up. I don't know, see those roadies up there. I woke up feeling really good again. A little bit sore, but just a little bit more good than that. Just moving down the trail. It is good to be back. I am a hiker over the hills again. Chaser of the white blaze. Lover of the rhododendron roads. Ascender of mountains. I am a through hiker, and I am Huck. Hoo! Ha ha! Oh, just so nice.